So Adam actually appreciated that I like had the
Yeah.
wherewithal to even complete the podcast.
Yeah.
Despite my inebriation, and everything's all Gucci over there now. The main thing that people were tripping on is because I was supposed to be on the Back on Fig podcast that same day, which was a reunion. It was like a
Oh, you're
reunion.
supposed to go to the reunion.
Right. So like,
Yeah.
and the whole way it happened was really like, it kind of threw me off because I didn't even know that that's what I was agreeing to when
Yeah.
I did.
Get into it. Get into how T-Rail hit you up and asked you about this.
So
Everything, fool.
so I got so here's the thing. All right, I get fired from No Jumper March of last year. The following day, there's like a mass exodus of people leaving and firing throughout like the next few days, right? Before that, House Phone dipped, and then Potlord and Blasey left with him. But there's still like the majority of the whole team was there. I get fired, and then the next day, and it wasn't because these people didn't leave because they're like, oh, that's fucked up how you did Lush. I'm a dip. They had their own issues, previous to all that with Adam. So
Yeah.
AD, T-Rail, Duno wind up all dipping. Yuri winds up dipping. Riley,
Blasey.
Blasey had already dipped.
Oh, yeah?
The majority of the tech staff, people were leaving and getting fired. You know what I mean? There's a Gina winds up leaving. There's a whole the whole fucking team, like 90%.
No Jumper apocalypse.
Yeah, it's like literally a mass exodus, right? At that time, what I wanted to do is I'm gonna get my own shit cracking. You feel me? At first, I'm doing content on my homie's channel, Ruin Your Day. Then Big Rick hit me and he's like, "Yo, fucking come through to the studio. I like, you should come. We have this spot. Like, we got some shit cracking off. We'd like to get you involved. Blah da 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 da. I come over here. We get the Lush World shit cracking over here. At that time, that's my primary ambition. But I'm also like, if I'm gonna work with people, I'm gonna work with, you feel me, the people I was just fucking with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I went on Back on Fig once. I went on Biggest Bros once, and out of anybody, I'll say this: like, I really fuck with like House Phone as a person. Out of anybody, I have nothing against, and I have no animosity towards anybody that was a former or current staff member at No Jumper. I have no animosity whatsoever. But as far as like who actually cares about me as a person and who I would consider a friend, the closest thing I got over there is House Phone. You feel me? Like I could say that like House Phone literally like logged in with me multiple times, like made sure like, yo, you good? Da, 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 like actually had those conversations. Now that nobody over there owes me anything. We didn't grow up together. They're not like, you feel me, like my sandbox homies like that. So it's not like I have no sense of entitlement, but but when we worked together, we definitely had a lot of camaraderie, fellowship, and chemistry. You know what I mean? I worked well with a lot of people over there. When I kind of had it in my head that I was gonna be slowly brought into the fold at Figmunity World, and that wasn't just based on me making this assumption. T-Rail told me, because he invited me on Back on Fig. I went on Back on Fig. And T-Rail's like, yeah, we gonna fuck with you. Like, we need you on the news. Like, we gonna be launching this. Before the news, they had even launched their news segment. You feel me? T-Rail's hitting me like, yo, like, you'd be perfect for our news segment. Like, we want to, like, the fans are fucking with you. Da, 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 da. He's showing me love. Like, this is literally, like, I have text messages, all that. You feel me? Whatever. Like, and I'm like, cool. But I also understand, like, as someone that has had a lot of people that worked, like were dependent on me, like in battle rap, for example. I through all these events for years, and there's all these people that are like their checks are dependent upon me throwing events. You know what I mean? Like, and there's only so many people I could put on every event, so there's people that wind up getting left off that I would love to book. Like, let's say Mango's a battle rapper, or Johnny C or Genesis. Like, like there's I also want to book Ewing Hardful. I also want to, you know what I'm saying? want to book Trap 9, whoever. So certain people will get left off. And it's not due to me intentionally not fucking with them. It just so happens that's
only so many people could be on the flight.
there's only so many people. So like I start to see the movements they're making. I'm not the type to like to beg for a spot or dick ride either, especially when it's not that type of party. And I can kind of tell, you feel me, like they ain't really fucking with me like that. Because I'm not getting called back, you feel me? Like, I shot a couple texts, I would get texts back or whatever. It's all love, like on a human level. And like, I'll get even deeper before I expand on that concept. Pause. Like, anytime that anything was brought up about me or my past, any potential glaring inconsistency was brought to light and becomes like, we're in the content space. You feel me? Like in the content space, anything in your life is fair game for content. And I understand that. That's the way that it works. So nobody owes me anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like anything that would come up about me that would be potentially embarrassing or questionable or make me look some type of way was analyzed, was laughed at, was thumbnails made of. I would get unprompted phone calls out the blue, like, yo, Lush, what do you got to say about this? And this is like during my tenure at No Jumper, you know what I mean? And I was guilty of it as well in a couple instances, like the whole shit with Flacco. Really, that's the only time though. Other than that, like, if there's something embarrassing, like, and there's so many things I could have said when motherfuckers were like, Lush, like, yo, I heard this about you. I could be like, well, I heard this about you. You feel me? And I could have easily flipped the script, but I'm not the type of person. Like, for example, you know what I mean? And this is like a recent example. When AD had that situation in San Diego, the little fight thing, I did not make a single fucking comment about it. I did not make a single fucking joke because AD's been good to me. You know, I consider AD a homie. You feel me? And regardless, it's like I wasn't there to commentate on it, and I'm still not. The only thing that I'll say is that there's a huge missed opportunity that shouts to OT Genesis for fucking getting bro in a fucking chokehold.
The crazy MMA chokehold. Huh?
Right. And then we could have made a joke there like, I'm in love with the chokehold. You feel me? Like that's like jokes that are asking to be written, you feel me? That I'm not even putting out into the atmosphere because I don't want to like comment on this thing that happened to somebody that I'm cool with. You know what I mean? Like when there's negative things or negative news items that came out about other people, I'm not. And if I do speak on it, if someone asks, I'm gonna defend them.
It gets deeper than podcasting, huh?
If that's like some homie shit. Like if I heard something about one of y'all, you feel me? Like, and someone asked me about it, I'm gonna be like, even if I do know, you feel me? Like, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about, and like, that's the homie.
It's like if some shit happens in house, keep it in house type shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Like, so, but I understand, and I didn't fully like overstand that because like in the hip hop scene and in battle rap and in the streets in general, like you have to see people outside, and if you disrespect them or if you say something, that's gonna come back to you in some form. You know what I mean? Like in podcasting, it's kind of like there's very rarely that it escalates to a physical confrontation or something like that. Fools are just gonna fucking, you know, bump their gums and blah, 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 you feel me? But at the end of the day, there's very few examples of fools that actually got down as a result of podcasting shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I say all that to create the context for this, right? I wind up getting this, So okay, prior to that, like at a certain point when I realized like they're really not fucking with me, I think there's a certain episode of Figmunity where Trell was going on like, we have such a strong team and our network is really strong, and he dropped like fucking 30 names of all the people like that are a part of their roster and that they're fucking with. He didn't say my name, you feel me? And like I was like, okay, like I wasn't offended by it, but I was like, okay, like I see what time it is. That's not like, hey, if y'all want to fuck with me, it's love. Like none of them ever came over here. The people that came on this podcast was Pot Lord, motherfucking House Phone, and Yuri came up here once. You feel me? Other than that, nobody from No Jumper since my tenure, like, or former No Jumper, none of them came. And I didn't ask them to be fair, you know what I mean? Like, so it's not like, but at the same time, I wasn't like, nobody was really fucking with me like that. You know what I mean? So it's all good. You feel me? All of a sudden, I make I get invited back on No Jumper. Now, I'll just go on record and say this. Like, yeah, me and Adam got at it. Yeah, I said a lot of really fucked up shit about Adam. The gloves were off. It was funk at that point. You feel me? Like, I'm going to say whatever I say. But the reality is that nobody at No Jumper in that entire universe, with the exception of people that are literally sitting in this room right now that are, you know what I mean, are not a part of No Jumper, but like just a part of that whole sphere. You feel me? Nobody believed in me, was pushing my line, and wanted me to win more than Adam. Now, of course, he threw a couple curveballs at me. Of course, you know what I mean? Like, I was quote unquote used for content. I put my whole life out there for content. I went and I told motherfuckers, yeah, I used to be fucking addicted to Scante. Yeah, I fucking, you feel me? Like,
Scante.
You feel me? Like, yeah, like,
It was active.
like yeah, I did this and that. Yeah, the fucking, yeah, I was up fucking six figures and lost every dollar I had and wound up back on my mama's couch at 40 years old. I talked about all that shit openly.
Do you ever regret just being an open book?
It's a great question. It's like, do I regret it? Like, no, because I don't know any other way.
It wouldn't make him the person he is today.
I wouldn't. Yeah, and the thing is this, like I'm so open about certain things. Like I'd be like, yeah, I fucked a prostitute before. Yeah, like I've fucking paid for pussy. Guess what? 99% of all men have paid for pussy, but everybody wants to act so cool and everybody wants to be the pimp. But the reality is, y'all fools are paying for pussy in one way, shape, or form. You feel me?
Amen.
So you feel me? Like it's just a motherfucking fact. And because I'm forthright about that, and I'll speak about that, and I spoke about like, yeah, I was a drug addict, so I'm a pathological liar. Like me saying that, you feel me? Like
whether you're paying $150 on Fig or paying $150 for her wig, you still paying for it.
You feel me? Put a wig on a pig and put her on Fig. You feel me? Like
Make her feet bleed, bro.
you
Break
make her feet
ankles.
bleed. You feel me? Rain, sleet, snow. You feel me? But and that's like, it did definitely get used against me, but I walked into that. I have the self-awareness to be aware that like I allowed that to happen. Me saying like, yeah, like I'm a drug addict. I have a problem with honesty. Of course, like people are gonna be like, oh, he's a fucking liar, and then that's gonna be used against me. But really, like me saying that I like have a Mango was so offended he fucking dipped. He can get something to drink. No, you good? No, we saw the
Mango walks off. Man.
yeah. Wait, Mango joins Fig Community World. Tomorrow, live with Mango.
I got it, guys.
We got all the info we needed. We're good.
The eagle has landed. So like me actually being honest about my dishonesty actually makes me, in my eyes, more believable. You know what I mean? But I could understand why people are like, oh, this fool's just a fucking knock. He's a junkie. Like anything he says has tainted credibility. I have the self-awareness to understand all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but ultimately, me and Adam wind up like over a period of time squashing our shit. I get invited. You know, I had no idea I was gonna get invited back to No Jumper. Adam hits me up, and by that point, me and Adam are having more dialogue than me and anyone at Figmunity. You know what I mean? Like, and he made the effort to reach out to invite me on. Now, actually, before that, there's a couple like I got hit up a couple weeks before that. Pun hits me up, maybe like an hour before. He's like, yo, can you make it to Figmunity World News like in an hour? And I was like, I live more than an hour away from where y'all
Lush.
You feel me? Like,
King pull up in an hour.
Me. Yeah, me.
He's already on another
Yeah,
podcast.
like,
Yeah.
fuck that, bro. I'm not pulling up right now.
Right.
That shit.
So
He's like, I'm on my way.
I'll be there soon.
Yeah, I'll be there soon.
So,
pull up next
just so everybody knows, I'm habitually late. I was late to the other podcast earlier. I was late to No Jumper all the time. Like, it's like, you feel me? And it's not, it's a very, very bad character trait, very narcissistic, but like, just, life be lifing for a player.
And we all got flaws, pop.
You feel me? Gracias.
saying?
So, it's a flaw.
That's
It's a
awful
flaw.
applause.
It's a flaw.
Flaws, pop.
It's a flaw.
Hey, but do you ever just stop and think of the bigger picture? Like, bro, you gotta put yourself in a novella, fool. You know what I'm saying?
I did.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's like the
Like, if you
reality.
look at it like that, fool, a lot of your perspectives will just die. You know what I'm saying?
I put myself in the middle of a
put
fucking
yourself,
novella.
You put yourself in a novella.
Lush is a novella, and Genesis.
Fuego en mi sangre.
And then Genesis is Carly.
Break it down. Yeah, break it down for me. Break me down the novella. What is the novella?
So the novella is essentially there's this what became popular and the content that was at the getting the most views and traction during my tenure at No Jumper was just like the in-house beefing.
So it's just like burning each other down.
Yeah, and that became like before it wasn't really necessarily like that over there, you feel me? At a certain point that became par for the course.
That's clickbait right there.
Yeah, and like that was started to do numbers. People were tuning in. Like I tried to make it be about the music for a while, you feel me? And then once that kind of dissipated, it just like, everything kind of imploded on itself. But like, yeah, I did walk into a novella. But here's the thing, like, there's hundreds of thousands, if not more, people out there that will swear to God, prior to No Jumper, that I'm a motherfucking legend. I'm an icon and I'm a rock star in multiple meanings of those words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and if anything, me going back and forth and squabbling with these other online characters, although it brought me more like notoriety and visibility than I've ever had, it stripped away just like generations of my credibility. You feel me? Like, and my and the respect that the world has for me. That didn't do nothing for me in that regard. Like there might be certain certain conversations I had or certain like interviews I did
I
with
saw
people.
that you was ready to squabble up. I saw
One time.
So
Yeah. They say, yo, we outside. This nigga
Outside?
say, yo, what?
Yeah.
hey, you feel me? It like and the fact that I wind up getting into a squabble with somebody that I once considered family, who's like, my
You
old.
got in a squabble at the same time?
I wound up going to bro's crib like a week later. You feel me? Like, and we got.
I think Lush be doing side missions, bro.
You feel me? Like, but
Yeah, man. I'm gonna pull up to that shit.
oh yeah. My life is.
Before you got to unlock it again.
The Almighty Suspect side quest.
They call me Almighty Side Quest.
Almighty side quest. This fool pulled up, got down in the front yard.
And look, I'm not gonna lie, like he got me in the fade. You feel me? He got me decisively.
Hey, win,
I
lose,
heard,
draw. Long as
I
you
heard
follow
this fool
as gangster.
was bleeding out his ears.
We're fighting Lush, bro. You not even
Yeah. He got me. You feel me? I hadn't been in a fade in a long ass time, and you feel me? He was, like,
Hey, that's fucked
Notable
up.
opponent.
That's just cool, fool. That's fucked up, fool.
yeah, I'm a nice guy. Fuck
That's
you,
just
bro.
cool, fool. That's fucked
Like,
up.
More funny, bro.
You're a bully, fool.
right? But no, regardless, the fact that that's something that I never would have pictured happening in a million years. But like you said,
Why'd you go? Why'd you go, fool? Why couldn't you just like? I would never set up a fade,
Hey,
fool.
who cut you
Like,
back?
Set up a fade.
that's, hey,
ain't no back
let me-
fade.
Shit just gotta happen.
Hey, let me.
bro.
I would never say
This is some real shit. This is some real shit. Hey, no, this is some shit. Look, when you're in high school, fool, remember, like when you get in a fight, people would be like, "Hey, meet me behind the park."
Hey,
3
fool, no
o'clock,
cap,
go
no
to the
cap. At
bench."
No Jumper
You know
that
what I'm
day,
saying?
at No Jumper that day, when that shit went down, that shit felt like high school all over again. The whole building left,
Everybody-
all outside.
Because it's crazy. Because if you think about it, fools really would be like, "Yeah, at the park under the bleachers, 3 o'clock.
But no
We're
one
gonna
cut
get
the
down.
fade though, dog.
Meet me, but you
But,
know what
but
I'm
here's
saying?
the thing. So me and his pops are like really cool. His pops is like an older homie of mine, right? So like there ain't no back fades. You feel me in that instance? Because and I did it in the way that I was like, this is the only way that's gonna squash the situation. And it sounds immature, but to me it was the most mature solution. You feel me? Like, because I knew like if I go over there, I'm not gonna get jumped. I'm not gonna get dirty. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like we gonna get down. You feel me? Like like let's say
You're active, fool. You straight pulled up to some fucking house for a fade. You're active.
let's say
Like, I get like, hey, real shit. Like I get down where I'm mad at, fool. Like if we're gonna get down, like I'm gonna get down where I'm mad at. I'm not gonna be like, you know what, I'm mad right now, but at 3:40, I'm gonna go to your house. I'm gonna get down.
I didn't want to, but
I'll pull up anytime.
I was looking at the bigger picture of what it could have become on multiple levels.
Yeah.
If that didn't happen, you know what I mean? So it kind of like the air needed to get cleared at the end of the day, and I'm glad that it did. So, but the fact that me and him, like a kid that I know since he was a fucking child, you know what I mean, wound up having an altercation, like that just goes to show you the toxicity of that atmosphere. And I don't just mean No Jumper, but the whole podcast space around it, you feel me? And my presence within it caused, you know what I mean, that energy to occur. So it's like all that shit is wild. But so I wind up getting a call from Trell. I'm in the studio. My girl Germ Free, I'm executive producing her album. Benji Rowe 626 made all the
Shout out
beats.
Benji.
Yeah.
Shout out Benji.
It's the album
Benji
Shadow
Rowe on the
Work
beat.
coming soon. It's a fucking amazing album, right? And that's like creatively my primary focus like right now. I'm not working on like a hella other projects. I'm executive producing this girl's album. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like we're in there. We're in a fucking what was like turned out being like a 12-hour session. You feel me? Like
Regular.
we're in the midst of it. I get a text from Trell. He's like, yo, I'm like, what's up? This fool calls me a few minutes later. I don't even mean to answer the call because I'm in the middle of like doing this session and we're like, you feel me, grinding out these records, right? Get this call all of a sudden, and I haven't spoken to Trell like actually verbally on the phone or like since like 7, 8, 9 months or some shit.
Yeah.
He calls me, we're live. You feel me? He's like, you live? I'm like, you live right now. Come through to the podcast this Friday. And I'm like, all right, for sure. You feel me? Like, I didn't like really like, I just kind of said that. Although I wasn't really trying to make any podcast appearances at that point, and I'm like focused on this other shit. Yeah. I got the call. I said yes, but I didn't realize multiple things, right? Like multiple things. One, like fools were like kind of, and I get it, like that's part of the humor. So I'm not like, I wasn't butthurt about anything, but they were like clowning low key, you feel me? And inviting me on amongst like 15 other people to be a part of this like fuck no jumper telethon, you know what I mean? Which I wasn't aware that's what it was, you know what I mean? Like, and but like I'm down to go on BackOnFig, but then there's multiple people getting invited, like a lot of people that have had harsh words for me recently, and I was like, damn, if I go, I'm gonna wind up fucking
To an altercation.
it's gonna turn into some stupid shit. You feel me? It's my
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like all these people are
saw the
about to
bigger
be there,
picture
like
type
you know what I
shit.
mean? Because I'm not fucking like
Next time, bring me with you. I'll go with you.
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not trying to be super mature,
Catching all fake.
but at the same time, I'm not like I'm not inviting that energy, but I'm not gonna mark out. You feel me? And I'm not gonna be
Hell yeah,
what.
we ready for the fate. What's up?
And I'm not beyond like I'm not even saying fade energy. Like I'm not even trying to be going back and forth arguing about stupid shit or this or that anything. You feel me? Like so I wasn't even fully aware, but I was still down to go. But afterwards I received a call from Adam, and Adam's like, or he hit me up. He's like, "Yo, will you come on the pod?" Now beyond like. There's a lot of reasons why I decided to go on No Jumper. Should I have called Trell and BackOnFig on them and let them know that I wasn't going to make it? Yes. Yeah. Did they wind up like I heard a lot of people's true feelings about me or what I didn't actually watch it, but I was told what people said and I saw little clips of what people said. So, okay, you know what I mean? That's really how y'all feel, you know what I mean? Like I know who fuck with me and I know who like could care less either way. You feel me? And that's all good. It ain't no hate on my end, but I'm rocking with like, I have a team and that's Mad Deep. You feel me? And what Mad Deep has been pushing for is me fucking with No Jumper. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
and that's been something that regardless of whatever, funk I got into with Adam, that shit been, although we haven't fully spoke about everything that I'd like to speak about, a lot of that shit has been water under the bridge. You know what I mean? Like, and we have a different, like, the nature of our relationship is different beyond the obvious, like, business elements of it that are more beneficial. Like, it's like, oh, you like Adam just wants to use you for content. Adam just wants to clown you. Y'all fools just want to use me for content and clown me. You feel me? Like, I talked about the Almighty Suspect fade briefly because one of them asked me about it. Then within like 6 hours, there's a thumbnail with me with a black eye. It's not like edited black eye, like Lush talking about Almighty Suspect whooping his ass. Like, I get it. It's the content game, but it's like, oh, this is like, that's how y'all feel about me. You feel me? Like, it's all Gucci. You feel me? But like, if I have a choice at this minute, it's a pretty obvious one. You know what I mean? And I'm not like trying to draw a line in the sand. Like, I'm not, if you notice, I'm not going to be on there disparaging fucking Trell or AD there's nothing that anyone could say to make me talk shit about them, just like you can't make me talk shit about fucking DW or Adam or at this moment, you feel me, Sharp or Flacco or any of them. You feel me? Like Brick, whatever.
It's like the podcast wars, low-key, huh?
And all that shit, like, I really don't give a fuck because at that moment, there's like, I'm going through a lot of shit in my real life. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm fighting fucking addiction. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fighting, like, trying to get financial security so I could have a future and I could turn my girl into, you feel me, a wife one day and I have kids. Like, I'm at the fucking tender young age of 42 trying to really get my life back and be a motherfucking adult. You feel me? And I'm struggling and I'm going through it. And I'm like, like, I'm in the midst of all this shit, as it were. I'm not like, you don't see me on social media like that. You don't see me fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm dealing with my day-to-day life, as it were. Like, I don't give a fuck about what anybody says on a podcast about anything. You feel me? Like, say what you want about me. Like, if I die, God forbid, you feel me, I die right now. Like I said, I don't know how many people, but a lot of people be like, Lush is a fucking legend. The effect that I've made in people's lives, the presence for the things that I've created and been a part of over these past fucking, you feel me, 2.5 decades that I've been in this rap shit. Like, motherfuckers, like, I'm cemented more than a lot of people. And the way that I'm fucking cemented isn't, to me, like a more sustainable way that people are still gonna talk about when like, how many of y'all gonna be talked about 20, 25 years from now? You feel me? Like, how many of y'all are gonna make an impact like that? We forget rappers that died 3 years ago. You feel me? Like,
damn, that hurt.
Am I wrong?
You're right.
You feel me? Like, motherfuckers, there's so many dope, amazing artists that have died and don't even get mentioned like they should. You know what I'm saying? Like I've created a legacy as to where I'm gonna be like cemented. As to where, but regardless of all of that, like, I'm dealing with my day-to-day shit as to where, like, I'm not talking to my fucking homies. I'm not talking to my fucking family. Like, I'm just trying to fucking survive. I'm like operating on a reptile frequency. You feel me? Like, just day-to-day survival mode type shit. So I really, like, little inconsequential shit like that, it really doesn't matter to me. And if y'all gave a fuck about me, y'all would care about that more than stupid shit that don't mean nothing either way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so ultimately, I stand on my decision, and I did not intend, if I had known that I was being invited on, I thought I was just being invited on a podcast. It was just going to be me on BackOnFig. I didn't know it was going to be
us versus them.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people, and everyone's airing out their grievances. Now, granted, Flacco is a current No Jumper employee, and he was over there. You know what I mean? So, Flacco's able to maneuver like that, and I feel like I could too. Like, if I was over there, I feel like it'd be straight. You feel me? Just like if I'm over there, it'd be straight. But regardless, like, people, even before I made that appearance, my previous appearance when I first went back to No Jumper, they like all had a bunch to say. Y'all had a year to include me in any capacity in community world and didn't. People want to be in my comments talking about oh, like you fucking like you flipped on your homies like to sell out for no jumper. Like, who are my homies? Like, y'all are the homies, but you're not like I don't mean y'all, you feel me? Like, but like you're the homies, but it's like y'all didn't like. Bro, I'm not invited to nobody's birthday party. I'm not invited to my birthday party. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like that, fool. Like, we cool. When I see y'all, it's love. You feel me? If y'all need anything, y'all know where I'm at. If y'all want, but y'all had a year to fuck with a player on a business level and didn't. And then the minute somebody else did, and it happens to be who you believe you're competing against, you feel me? Like who you going at? Our former employer wanted to fuck with me again, then it's like, damn, Lush. But and then motherfuckers gonna be like, oh, but you was saying all this scandalous shit. Motherfuckers get into it, say scandalous shit in this podcasting space, and then be best friends the next week.
Facts.
Motherfuckers was like how many times were academics and Adam going at it, then they cool, then they not, you feel me? Yeah. Charleston White beefing with this person, then they cool again. That's the whole, like, oh, fools got beef with Vlad, Vlad's this, oh, but we love Vlad, That's the finicky nature of this world. So you feel me? Yeah, me and Adam had some shit go down. We both said horrible things to each other. We moved past it like men. You feel me? That doesn't affect how I feel about anybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean I feel negatively about anybody else. But how I choose to grind, who I choose to align myself with, and how I choose to chase paper is none of y'all motherfucking business. And one of the reasons why is because y'all made it so that, you feel me? You're not trying to get money with me. You're not trying to, you feel me? So it's all good. You don't owe me that. It's love. But you feel me? When I'm going to go try to further my career and do what I need to do, like, and I'm going to feel no fucking shame and have no qualms about any decision that I made in that regard. Regardless if the podcast that I went on became a shit show, you feel me, that day, and was fucking me yakking it and not putting my best self forward as a podcaster, doesn't fucking matter. Like I said, icon, legend, rock star. I'm gonna fucking throw up if I get drunk.
Give the homie his flowers.
No, like I appreciate that. It's not even about me getting flowers. It's about me getting criticized for taking opportunities that are advantageous to my career, and not just mine, but all the people around me. When, like, at the end of the day, this entire fucking scene has me twisted. Now, is that partially, like I said, my fault for how I put myself out there? Absolutely. Regardless, I know who I am, and there's a lot of people who do, and those of y'all that don't are gonna find out in time. You feel me? And that's that. But you ain't Hartful. You think there's something that I haven't mentioned that I should have throughout that whole?
I don't really know. Then, like, you were like,
Did I break that down?
yeah, I'm pretty sure you did. But let's get into. I just want to like point something out. Like, when you call someone when you're on live, or like, you know what I mean, and you're trying to, it's like any genuine invitation. Like, you know, you're not gonna be on a live stream. It kind of puts you in a corner, you know what I mean, or it kind of puts you in like a weird spot,
In a weird position, pause.
Yeah, real, like, you know, no Diddy, you feel me, like.
No, Sean.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he could have easily had just texted you, or, you know what I mean, just like, but it's kind of like trying to like. No, I'm not trying to say like they try to force you into coming, but it's kind of like a weird. It's kind of like, you know, someone whipping a camera on you, like, "Hey, yo, how you feeling today?"
Well, it's
like obviously you don't want to be a dick. But then again, it's just like, oh, well, you know what I mean? If I say no and they're on live, it's gonna, like, you know.
Or if I'm like, yo, Genesis, can I get like 5 hooks for free for my album since we the
yeah. Hey, yo, and by the way, we're on live stream, Genesis. By the way, we live, and you're gonna be like, yeah, you the homie, of course I got you. But in your head, you're like, what the fuck? You feel me? Like,
You out of your fucking mind? You feel me? Like,
Yeah, you know, like
not a single hook for free. You feel me? Like,
T-Rail's weak for that, and it's like not everything is broadcasting this shit. It's like it gets to a point where it's like, yeah, like you say, everything is content, but then it's like, come on, fool, it's like, get at me, fool, just like text me. That you don't even put me on blast like that. Put me in a corner.
and the funny thing is, he texted me like a week before I remember, because we were over here. I was with you, and T-Rail just texted me out the blue, and he's like, "Yo," and I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, I was like, he's like, I need to holler at you. And I said, hit my line. He said, for sure. And then I'm like waiting for, like, normally you would expect someone to call you after that, right? Like, didn't hear from him from over a week. And then the next time I hear from him, he's like, you live on BackOnFig? Are you coming on Friday?
That's unprofessional.
Whatever it is, I didn't even have, like, I'm in the middle of a session. I'm like, yeah, for sure. But I'm not even like
thinking about it type shit.
I'm not even seriously able to what I should have done has been like,
So that's the burp Lush.
let me check my calendar. Yeah. But pause. But
No Diddy.
But yeah, so that's how it went down. And like I said, it's no funk with anybody, like, but you know, whatsoever. But you know, there's people over there that were like, Lush is a fucking smoker. I heard people saying that day like this and that. I'm like, oh, okay, for sure.
Hey, guess what? The sky is blue too.
Why is water wet? Why is PCP wet? No,
I used to smoke PCP with weed in
with
it.
weed in it. But that's the thing that I don't understand is like,
Would they have been acting the same way if you were there?
no, like, but they for sure, like, it would have been like, I feel like,
We gotta do another one. Do another reunion. Like, what's up? Like, I'll be there this time. Like,
I feel like the way that they all
Bringing
look at me.
Genesis, so we're
I'm
pulling
bringing
up.
Genesis.
I'm bringing Genesis for sure.
bringing
I feel like the way that they all look at me is like just like someone that they think is like funny, like, oh, like ha ha ha, like a character,
Yeah.
like just like a character. But there's no, like, I don't really feel like people respect me to the degree that I would like to be respected. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and if people say the same thing about No Jumper, like, there's way more obvious benefits for if it comes down to that. But it's like, I'm not even like dissing nobody. It's all love. I fuck with y'all, you feel me, like as much as y'all fuck with me. If you fuck with me, I fuck with y'all. But where I'm at in life, I really don't give a fuck either way.